What if the biggest thing stopping you from changing is something you can't even see? Most people believe they don't change because they are lazy or weak. But that's usually not true. The real reason is often much quieter. It's hidden in everyday habits, old stories, and small choices that feel normal. Once you notice it, you start seeing it everywhere. And it might explain why some people stay the same for years, even when they truly want a different life. Think about someone who always says they want to get fit. Every January, they buy new sports clothes. They join a gym. They promise that this year will be different. But after a few weeks, they stop going. Or maybe you know someone who keeps saying they want a better job, but they never apply for one. Maybe that person is even you. It can feel confusing. If people want change so much, why don't they make it happen? The answer matters because life never stands still. If you don't choose how to grow, your habits choose for you. Months become years. One day you wake up and realize that nothing is really different. The good news is that change is possible. But first, you need to understand what keeps people stuck. The first reason is simple. People often confuse comfort with happiness. Comfort feels safe. You know what to expect. Even if your situation is not great, it is familiar. Your brain likes familiar things because they seem less dangerous. Imagine someone who has worked in the same job for 10 years. They complain about it every day. They are bored. They feel tired. But when they see a new job opportunity, they don't apply. Why? Because the new job is unknown. It could be better, but it could also be worse. So they stay where they are. This happens in relationships too. Some people stay with partners who make them unhappy because they are afraid of being alone. The pain they know feels easier than the future they cannot predict. Real change often begins when you understand that comfort and happiness are not always the same thing. The second reason is that people believe old stories about themselves. Everyone has an inner voice. Sometimes it says helpful things. But sometimes it repeats ideas that are years old. Maybe someone failed an exam at school and started believing, "I'm just not smart." Another person tried to start a business once, failed, and decided, "I'm not the kind of person who succeeds." The strange thing is that these stories become part of a person's identity. Instead of saying, "I failed," they say, "I'm a failure." Those are very different sentences. I once heard about a man who wanted to learn English. Every time he made a mistake, he laughed and said, "My English is terrible. I'm too old to learn." He believed this so strongly that he stopped trying. But another student in the same class made just as many mistakes. Instead of giving up, she smiled and said, "I'm improving." A year later, she could speak with confidence. The difference was not talent. It was the story each person believed. The third reason is that people wait until they feel ready. This sounds reasonable, but it can become a trap. Many people think they need more confidence before they speak in public. They think they need more motivation before they exercise. They think they need the perfect plan before they begin. But confidence usually comes after action, not before it. Think about learning to ride a bicycle. Nobody feels ready the first time. You fall. You feel nervous. You try again. Slowly, your brain learns that you can do it. The same thing happens with almost every important change in life. Small actions create confidence. Waiting for confidence often creates nothing. This is why people who seem brave are not always fearless. They simply take one small step before they feel completely ready. Then they take another. Over time, those small steps become a new way of living. So what can you do if you want real change? Try this simple exercise. The next time you catch yourself saying, "I'm just the kind of person who..." Stop for a moment. Listen carefully to the rest of that sentence. Maybe you say, I'm just the kind of person who gives up. Or, I'm just the kind of person who is always late. Ask yourself one question. Is this a fact, or is it just an old story? Then choose one tiny action that proves the opposite. If you think you never exercise, take a 10-minute walk today. If you believe you are always disorganized, spend 5 minutes cleaning your desk. Don't try to change your whole life in one day. Just give yourself one piece of evidence that you are capable of becoming someone different. Real change is usually quiet. It doesn't happen because of one perfect morning or one powerful speech. It happens because of small decisions repeated again and again. Every small action sends a message to your brain about who you are becoming. You don't have to become a completely different person tomorrow. You only need to stop letting yesterday decide who you are today. The person you will be next year is being created by the choices you make this week. So choose one small step. Take it today. You may discover that change was never as far away as you thought.